You open a package today and you don't think twice about how it got to your door. A road carried it, a system tracked it, a currency paid for it. You never see any of that. It just works. But 2,000 years ago, a small city on a river in central Italy figured out that exact same trick and used it to swallow an entire continent. Not with better swords, not even with more soldiers, most of the time. Rome conquered Europe with something far stranger and far more boring than battle. It conquered with infrastructure. Picture Rome in 300 BC. It is not the biggest power in the Mediterranean. It is not the richest. It is a mid-sized city-state surrounded by rivals who all hate each other more than they hate Rome. And Rome uses that. Every war it wins, it doesn't just defeat the enemy, it offers the enemy a deal. Join us. Fight beside us. And you get something no other ancient empire is offering. A path to becoming one of us. The classicist Mary Beard has spent much of her career pointing out that Rome's real innovation wasn't military. It was legal. Conquered peoples weren't just crushed and taxed. Many were folded into the Roman system itself, given rights, given citizenship, given a reason to want Rome to win the next war too. Think about how strange that is. Most empires in history draw a hard line between conqueror and conquered. Rome blurred it on purpose. And once a region was in, Rome built. Roads first. Straight, stone-paved, engineered to drain water so they wouldn't turn to mud, wide enough for 2 carts to pass. By the height of the empire, over 250,000 miles of road connected the provinces. That number is almost impossible to picture. It's enough to circle the entire planet 10 times over. Why does a road win a war that hasn't even started yet? Because a legion that can move 30 kilometers a day on a Roman road can be anywhere in the empire within weeks. A rebellion brewing in Gaul. A border raid in the east. The road turns distance from a weakness into a non-issue. Rivals without roads had to fight with the armies they had on hand. Rome fought with the whole empire, delivered fast every time. Then came the second invisible weapon: money. Rome standardized its currency across the territories it held. One coin, roughly the same weight, roughly the same value, whether you were trading in Spain or Syria. That sounds small. It wasn't. Before Rome, trading across cultural lines meant constant negotiation, constant risk, constant loss. A shared currency made trade fast, and fast trade made conquered regions richer under Rome than they often were before Rome arrived. Here's the part that surprises people. Conquered didn't always feel conquered. The historian Peter Heather, who has spent decades studying how the empire actually held together, has argued that Roman rule often looked less like occupation and more like a very aggressive membership offer. Pay your taxes. Follow Roman law. And in exchange, roads, protection, courts, aqueducts, a functioning economy plugged into a market that stretched from Britain to North Africa. For a lot of people, especially local elites, that was a good deal. So they didn't just tolerate Rome, they helped run it. This is the twist most people miss when they picture Rome's expansion as one long march of legions crushing everything in front of them. The legions mattered. Nobody's pretending otherwise. But armies are expensive. Armies get tired, and armies eventually go home. Systems don't. A road stays a road for centuries. A currency stays useful long after the soldiers who first minted it are dead. A legal system that lets a Gaulish nobleman's son become a Roman senator does something an army never could. It makes the son want the empire to survive. The archaeologist Greg Wolfe, who studies how provincial populations actually lived under Roman rule, found something telling in the material record. In region after region, local elites voluntarily adopted Roman dress, Roman architecture, Roman baths, Roman language, often within a generation or two of conquest. Not because they were forced to at sword point every single day, because Roman identity had become a kind of upgrade, a status symbol, a way in. That's not conquest by force alone. That's conquest by making the alternative look worse. Now here's where it gets stranger. This whole system depended on something almost nobody in the ancient world had ever built at scale. Administration, boring paperwork, census records, tax rolls, standardized weights and measures. Roman officials counting people, counting grain, counting coin, over and over, province after province, year after year. It is not glamorous. There is no myth made about a census taker. But that census is how Rome knew exactly how many soldiers it could raise, exactly how much grain it could move to feed a city of 1 million people, exactly how much tax revenue would arrive from a province 3,000 kilometers from the capital. Rome didn't just conquer land, it conquered information about that land and used the information to run it better than anyone running it before Rome ever could. So when the legions moved into a new territory, they weren't really the beginning of the conquest. They were the opening move. The real conquest came after, when the roads got built, the currency got introduced, the census got taken, and slowly, without a single sword being drawn, the region stopped thinking of itself as separate from Rome at all. Here's the twist that should genuinely unsettle you. You are living inside a version of this system right now, and you don't think about it any more than a Gaulish farmer in 50 BC thought about the road outside his village. Your money is standardized and accepted almost anywhere because of systems built centuries after Rome fell, but on the same basic logic Rome discovered first. Your world is connected by roads, rail, and shipping lanes engineered for speed, the same way Roman roads were. Your legal status, your citizenship, your access to services, all of it runs on records somebody, somewhere keeps track of, the same way a Roman census clerk once did. None of it feels like conquest. It feels like just how the world works. That's exactly how Rome wanted its empire to feel, too. The strangest part of the whole story isn't that Rome built an empire. Plenty of ancient powers tried that. The strange part is that Rome figured out something most conquerors never grasp. People don't stay conquered because they're afraid of your army forever. They stay conquered, or more accurately, they stay in when the system you built makes their life better than the one you took from them. You open a package today and you don't think about the roads, the currency, the systems underneath it. That's not an accident. That's the oldest trick in the book, and Rome wrote the first chapter.